In this video, we are going to use user input and display string values, integer values, and have an interactive application. So let me delete the code from the previous lecture. And let's start. Let's try and make it interactive. So first, let's greet the user. Let's make a function called display welcome message. And let's say, hello user, what is your name? So if I run this, again, nothing will show because we are not calling our function. In order for the compiler to execute our function, we have to call it. So in the main function, I have to write display welcome message, open the brackets, close the brackets, type a semicolon, and now it will say, hello user, what is your name? And wait for my input. Okay. So now we have to capture the user's input, which we have been using for a while already. Console.ReadLine currently is waiting for the user's input, and we need to store it. So in this case, I can say string username equals console.readline. So in this case, we're storing the user's name in username. Then we can say console.writeLine. I could make another function for this, but now I'm just doing it directly. Oh, that's a fantastic name. Plus username. I wish my name was as great as yours. So in this case, okay, I'm going to execute the program again. Hello user, what is your name? Brian. Oh, that's a fantastic name, Brian. I wish my name was as great as yours. So to explain what happened, first we display the welcome message to greet the user, where we say, hello user, what is your name? Then we read the user's input. So we store the user's name by doing console.readLine. Whatever the user types and then presses enter, we store in the variable username of the type string. And then we write, oh, that's a fantastic name, plus username. I wish my name was as great as yours. If we wanted to have this line in a function, what we could have done is, or these two lines, display personal greeting. We could have passed the user's name in. There's two ways we could have done this. Also keep in mind that these variable names, this one and this one, doesn't have to be the same. So we could have just called this one name, but now we need to make sure that this one is called name as well. So we pass in the string variable called username, but within the function we call it name. That's fine as well. These two have to match and these two have to match. They don't all have to match if you don't want them to match. And as you can see, the program still works. We could have also filled it in directly, so instead of storing Console.ReadLine in a string and then passing it along in the function, we could have just done Console.ReadLine directly into display personal greeting. In this case, we are not storing the user's name, we are directly filling it in as the input parameter for display personal greeting. Hello user, what is your name? Brian. Oh, that's a fantastic name, Brian. I wish my name was as great as yours. Okay. Now we will ask the user for his age. Oh, in this case, I wanted to address the user by his name again. So on second thought, let's store the username because we want to reuse it. So let's do console.readline again here. We store the username in the string variable and we pass it along in display personal greeting, and we also use it here. How old are you? Username, and then add a question mark at the end. So now if I run this, hello user, what is your name? Brian. Oh, that's a fantastic name, Brian. I wish my name was as great as yours. How old are you, Brian? And now the user has to fill in his age. So again, we need to read the line. We can say int user age because it's a numeric value. Console.readline. Oh, there's a problem. Ah, yes. Console.readline is a string, so if I run this it won't work. It says, let's read the error. It's always important to read your errors. Cannot implicitly convert type string to int. So how can we overcome this? Well, we can store it as a string first, and then we can turn it into an integer value. So let's call this one user age text. And if we wanted to have this as an integer, let's call it user age number. We could have done int 32.parse user age text. So in this case, we're able to store the user's age into both a string value and an integer value. So first the string uses readline, and then by using int32.parse and the user age text, we can store it as an integer. And then we can say console.writeLine. Oh, you are, and either I can use user age number or user age text, it's the same. You look much younger than that. I thought you were, and in this case we can say, we can deduct 2 years. So let's say int suggested age is user age number minus 5. So in this case, the computer will say that we're 5 years younger than we actually are. Let's make it fancy and add years old at the end. So, okay, let's run our program. Hello user, what is your name? Brian. Oh, that's a fantastic name, Brian. I wish my name was as great as yours. How old are you, Brian? 29. Oh, you are 29? You look much younger than that. I thought you were 24 years old. Okay, this is the end of our lecture. Thank you for watching.